There is something happening right now in the unseen realm, something sacred, something eternal. You may think you're walking through an ordinary day, making ordinary choices, but you're not. You have chosen to walk a higher path, to resist temptation, to stand for truth when lies were easier, to give when you could have taken, to believe when everything told you to doubt. There are moments in life that seem so small, so ordinary, that we question whether they matter at all. The decision to hold your tongue in a heated conversation, the choice to get out of bed and pray when no one sees, the quiet act of giving when you're not sure how much you'll have left. These are the unseen battles, the private victories that the world doesn't celebrate. There are no headlines, no applause, no trophies, but in the eyes of heaven they are of immeasurable worth. You see, the eternal realm operates on a different scale. It doesn't measure value by size, popularity, or noise. It measures by the heart, by intention, by sacrifice. In a world obsessed with instant results and public recognition, it's easy to forget that heaven is watching the details, the kind words spoken in secret. The temptation resisted in silence. The moment you felt like giving up but chose to believe just one more time. These choices are not small. They are the foundation of spiritual greatness. Every time you take a step toward what is right, even when it costs you, you are aligning yourself with something divine. Every time you choose patience over anger, love over resentment, discipline over indulgence, you are planting seeds that will one day bear eternal fruit. You may never know the impact of these moments on this side of life, but in the unseen, they send ripples that stretch far beyond what you can imagine. They shape your soul, they touch others in ways you may never realize, and they are recorded in the heart of God. There's a great temptation to believe that only the loud, the dramatic, and the public are what counts, that only platforms and followers define purpose. But the truth is, some of the most powerful spiritual breakthroughs happen in private. When no one is looking, when it's just you and the choice to do what is right, those are the moments that carry real weight. Because in those moments there is no audience to impress, only a decision to honor something greater than yourself. You might be tempted to think it was just a little thing, or it probably doesn't matter, but it does, because character is built in those little things, integrity is forged in the quiet, consistent choices. Faith grows in the dark when you walk forward without visible reward, and in those moments you are not alone, you are not unseen. Every act done in love, in obedience, in faith, is recorded, remembered, and treasured. So never let the size of your action make you doubt its significance. Heaven does not see as the world sees, and what you may call small, God calls faithful, and faithfulness, especially when no one's watching, is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. There's a deep comfort in knowing that when no one else sees, God sees. In a world that constantly pushes for visibility and praise, there's something sacred about being known, not by the crowds, but by the Creator. Every tear you've cried in silence, every battle you've fought in your heart, every moment you've chosen to hold on when giving up would have been easier. None of it has gone unnoticed. While others may miss the weight of your struggle, God never misses a thing. There's a kind of recognition that goes beyond applause. It's not loud or public, but it's real. It's the quiet nod of approval from the one who truly understands what it cost you to be kind when you were hurt, to give when you felt empty, to trust when everything was uncertain. These moments are not forgotten. They are held, honored, and remembered. While the world often celebrates the final result, God celebrates the process, the journey, the persistence, the unseen choices that shape your soul. It's easy to feel invisible when you're walking through seasons of hardship or silence. You wonder if your prayers are heard, if your sacrifices matter, if your choices are truly making any difference. But you are not unseen. The eyes that formed the stars are on you. The one who shaped your heart watches it carefully, noting every act of faith, every decision to stay on the path when it would have been simpler to stray. And not only does he see, he takes joy in it. There's delight in heaven when you rise after falling, when you forgive someone who may never apologize, when you love in the face of rejection. These are holy moments. They may not trend, they may not be shared or liked, but they are recorded where it matters most. They are written into the eternal story of your life, and they carry more glory than anything the world could offer. Recognition from people can feel good, but it fades. It comes and goes with seasons, with moods, with shifting priorities. But recognition from God is eternal. It builds legacy, not popularity. It strengthens identity, not ego. When you live for His smile, His approval, you find peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. You discover that what you do in secret is more powerful than what you do in front of others because it's real. It's pure, it's worship. So if you've been wondering whether your faithfulness matters, whether your quiet obedience is worth it, the answer is yes. Completely, absolutely, eternally yes. You are not working in vain. You are not standing alone. Heaven sees you, and even if no one else ever says thank you, know this, your Father does. Every day you choose to do the right thing, He sees it, and it brings joy to His heart. You may be walking in silence, but you're not walking unnoticed. Your value was never meant to be defined by numbers, applause, or the opinions of people. It's not wrapped up in how many admire you, how much you achieve, or how perfectly you perform. Your worth is rooted in something deeper, something unshakable. It flows from your identity, not from what you do, but from who you are. And who you are is someone deeply known, wholly loved, and purposefully made. There is a kind of strength that comes when you understand that your identity is secure. You're not chasing approval because you already have it. You're not desperate to be chosen because you already are. When the world gives and takes affirmation based on trends or circumstances, you can walk in quiet confidence because your foundation is eternal. You belong, you're seen, and nothing can remove the value that has already been placed on your life. When you choose to do what's right, even when it's hard, even when it costs you, that choice flows from the truth of who you are. You are not acting to earn love or prove your worth. You are simply walking out what's already true about you. You're living as someone who has been called with purpose, someone whose life means something in the grand story unfolding. That kind of identity brings freedom. You are no longer burdened by comparison or crushed by rejection. You can rise again and again because your place is already secured. So many voices around you try to define who you are. Some praise you, others criticize you, but none of them hold the authority to label your soul. None of them created you. Their words can echo for a moment, but they do not hold the final word. There is only one voice that speaks identity with truth, and that voice has already said you are worthy, chosen, and loved. That's not based on performance. It's based on grace. In the quiet moments when doubt tries to creep in, when you wonder if you're enough, when the weight of expectations presses down, remember this: your identity has not changed. Whether you are in a season of victory or one of struggle, your value remains constant. Whether others recognize your effort or ignore it, you are still held with honor. That understanding anchors you. It allows you to live from peace instead of pressure. It allows you to walk in humility without insecurity. You don't have to strive for recognition. You don't need to wear a mask to be accepted. You are already known, already approved, already celebrated in the place that matters most. So walk forward not in fear, but in the confidence of someone who has nothing to prove and everything to give. Because when you live from that truth, everything changes. Not just for you, but for the world around you. There is something powerful about standing your ground when everything in you wants to sit down. The world will always offer an easier way, a more comfortable path, a shortcut that avoids the pain of commitment and the cost of integrity. But when you choose the narrow road, the harder road, the road of faith, courage, and conviction, you become part of something greater than yourself. You align with a purpose that stretches far beyond your present circumstances. This world often rewards convenience over character, noise over truth, and popularity over principle. That's why choosing to stay faithful, choosing to keep walking when it feels like no one notices, is one of the most radical things you can do. It means you're not moved by trends, not shaken by fear, and not ruled by the opinions of others. It means your strength doesn't come from applause, but from something eternal within you. There are days when it would be easier to compromise, to give in to bitterness, to lower your standards or quiet your voice to avoid conflict. But those are the exact moments when choosing to remain firm becomes sacred. Because when you refuse to abandon what you know is right, even when it costs you, you declare that your life is not for sale. You're not chasing approval. You're walking in purpose. And even if the world never gives you credit for it, your steps matter. They are building a legacy. They are shifting atmospheres. They are preparing you for greater things. It's in the unseen decisions that your foundation is strengthened. Every time you forgive instead of retaliate, love instead of judge, speak truth instead of staying silent, you are shaping the person you are becoming. You are writing a story with your life that is rich in meaning, no matter how ordinary it may appear to others. Every trial you walk through faithfully, every burden you carry with grace, every stand you take for what is good and pure, adds weight to your journey in ways you can't fully measure now. You might not always feel strong. You might wrestle with doubt, feel the sting of loneliness, or wonder if your efforts even matter. But if you're still standing, still choosing the path of truth, still fighting to stay kind in a harsh world, then you are doing more than surviving. You are thriving in the deepest, most powerful way. You are growing roots that can weather any storm. You are becoming the kind of person this world desperately needs but rarely sees. So hold your head high, not in arrogance but in quiet confidence, because the strength it takes to stay faithful, to keep believing, to keep doing what's right when no one else is looking, that strength is not ordinary, it is rare. And it is beautiful. You're not walking the easy road, but you're walking the meaningful one, and though it may not always feel like it, every step you take matters more than you know. The conclusion of this speech is a powerful affirmation that faithfulness, even in silence, is deeply honored. It reminds us that our true worth isn't defined by applause, recognition, or worldly success, but by the quiet, consistent choices we make to do what is right. Every unseen act of love, every battle fought in the heart, every decision to keep going when it's hard, these are not forgotten. They are sacred. The speech calls us to walk with quiet confidence, knowing that we are seen, known, and approved, not because of what we achieve, but because of who we are becoming. In the end, it's not the loud victories, but the faithful steps that echo in eternity.